Welcome back to FilmFloggers. We review films and flog dead horses, so you don't have to. Is this week's film choice a complete waste of your viewing time? Much like flogging/beating dead horses, get it? Please head over to www.filmfloggers.com to check out all of our previous floggings. And while you're there, maybe hang out for a while, look around and vote for our next film. Click on vote, or visit www.filmfloggers.com/vote. Are you an idiot? If so, please check out our Idiot's Guide to Reviewing Us, where even a big dummy like you can leave us a red-hot review. Here at FilmFloggers, we pride ourselves on offering 1-star content with 5-star effort. Once on the website, please click on Idiot's Guide, or visit us at www.filmfloggers.com/review-us. That should have been Idiot's Guide. My fault, I didn't change the URL. Annoying. Once again, filmfloggers.com/review-us. Believe it or not, we now have a Patreon. I know what you're thinking. You have the audacity to ask us to pay to receive more of this. Pause for dramatic effect. Yes. We have a Patreon exclusive show called Nitpickers. I think you'll like it. Please visit www.filmfloggers.com/support-us. Again, that hyphen is annoying, should have removed it. Or head straight to our Patreon page. Patreon.com/filmwafflers. No idea why I did film wafflers. Another mistake. Where you can support us for as little as £1 British or $1.50. And while you're on the website, punch that big purple subscribe button and tell a friend about the flog. Wife, husband, boyfriend, girlfriend, partner, mistress, your nan, granddad, your kids. They can tell their friends. They can tell their friends at school about the flog. But in all seriousness, this really helps the podcast grow and enables us to enrich or ruin the lives of the hundreds of millions of earlobes we haven't reached yet. Welcome to FilmFloggers. Grab a flog and join us as we go to work on our latest film offering and try to answer the question, does this film feel like flogging a dead horse? The answer is probably yes, but let's find out. Right, come on then, you're hosting this week.
What do I do? How do I host it?
I don't know, host.
Well then let's start, shall we? Hello, Bunny.
Hi, Fiona.
What's on the menu this week?
I don't know, you're the host, you tell me.
Oh. Well, this isn't going very well. I don't know how to host.
Well, you can't tell the listeners what the name of the film we're doing this week is?
We are doing Elf, 2003, written by David Bowenberg.
Is that how you pronounce his name?
Something like that.
I'm surprised you mentioned David.
Yeah, I did my research, Ben, for this one. It was also directed by Jon Favreau.
Jon Favreau.
That's the one. And did you know, Ben, he actually was in a few of the characters throughout the film. Good old John was.
Excuse me?
Yes.
What do you mean he was in the characters? What do you mean?
He was in some of the characters as what's the word that people use? As just an extra.
He's in the film, yes. He plays the doctor, yeah.
Yes, and he plays somebody else as well in a brown jacket outside of the hotel.
Does he?
Yep.
Are you sure?
Yep. I've done my research, Ben.
Doesn't he voice the whale as well?
The whale, does he? Don't know.
Oh, yeah, good research, yeah. Yeah.
Well, it's very, very bare minimum, Ben. So, yeah. So what do you think of Buddy in general? What do you think of Will in it as Buddy?
Is that it? Is that your introduction? Are we just getting straight into it? What else do we normally talk about?
I don't know. It's been so long since we've done one.
Well, funny you should say that. We did make some promises on our Gremlins episode, which should be out by now. Isn't out as we speak, but it will be. By the time you listen to this, it will be out. We made some big promises to the listeners, and we've done nothing.
Life got in the way, unfortunately.
Edward Scissorhands, we promised.
Oh, I'd still want to do that.
What else did we promise?
Love Actually.
Love Actually. Well, I say promise. You promised.
I'm a liar.
So the day we're recording now, as we speak, it's a week to Christmas. So we're gonna have to be quite busy. Well, Edward Scissorhands, I suppose you could do, even though it is a Christmas film. You could just do that post Christmas and just.
Well, I want to watch that, don't I?
We could even do it maybe next week, but then it probably won't be ready till after Christmas. But then it might be something to you to help everyone get over the post-Christmas blues.
I'm sure there'll be plenty of post-Christmas blues. I'm sure there'll be plenty. Oh, God, I can't speak. Jesus.
Yeah, sit forward a little bit, Fiona, because you're a little bit too far from the mic there at the moment.
The mic is shoved in my face. It can't be any further.
I can see where the mic is because I'm looking directly at you.
Yeah, and
the mic is about 10 feet away.
Well, it's going to be shoved up your arse in a minute if you're not careful.
Oh, just a behind-the-scenes preview for the listeners here. Should I keep that in?
We get on like a house on fire, me and Benjamin.
It's actually just Ben.
See, I don't even know his name. Right, so anyways, back to Elf.
Yes.
So did you know that Jim Carrey was originally meant to play Buddy the Elf?
Trivia.
Yes, because I've done my research, Ben.
When did you do this research?
Just there.
They started talking about doing the film back in the early 90s. And I was going to say, well, who do you think they were going to get? Think about the early 90s, comedians, funny men. Who do you think's on the cards?
Of course, Jim Carrey, Ben. Who else?
Would you have said Jim Carrey?
No.
Would you have said anyone? Or would you have just said, I don't know?
I would have just looked at you blankly, like I usually do.
Yeah, I think Jim Carrey would have been quite good.
No, Will is brilliant in it. His facial expressions. There couldn't be anyone else. Sorry. Why did it take him so long to sign?
Did it?
Yeah, it took him ages to sign the deal. They couldn't get him for ages.
Well, this was his first role, his first proper film role. I think he was doing Old School at the same time, or he'd just finished filming that or whatever. He was Saturday Night Live. Have you ever seen any Saturday Night Live?
I have actually, but I don't think I've seen them recently, or I can remember them.
All right. I watched a little bit actually in prep for Trapped in Paradise with our mate Dana Carvey. Just trying to understand why this guy is a beloved comedian. I'm still racking my brains.
Who's a beloved comedian?
Dana Carvey.
Who's that?
The unbearable Alvin in Trapped in Paradise. The episode that you weren't in, but I assume you've listened to multiple times. Because it's very good. No? No, you're not a big fan of the show, are you?
Well, I don't like being on the show, Ben.
You don't like being on the show, or you don't like listening to the show?
Well, you stole
so you
my
just
head.
don't like the show?
I just don't like you.
Right. What about the other two people that were on Trapped in Paradise?
Tom's all right, yeah. He's quite funny.
Petros, our guest?
Yeah, well, I haven't listened to the episode, but I'm sure he was very good.
Yes, he was, yeah. Yeah, he was picking up the slack from the idiot who got his podcast name wrong at the start.
Was that you?
I don't know, I can't remember.
Right.
Yes, Will Ferrell, yeah, this is his first starring role away from Saturday Night Live.
And did you know that before he was famous, Will Ferrell actually used to work as a Santa Claus around Christmas time in a department store?
No way.
Yep, that's why he's so good in it. He just knows what to do.
Did he get the old line that he comes out with later about the sitting on a throne of... No, what is it? Sitting on a bed of... What is it? What's the quote he comes out with?
I just know Santa. I know him.
Sitting on a throne of lies.
Oh, yeah, that's what he's saying to your man, isn't he? The other Santa.
Yes, the fake one, yeah. Right. Good.
And what about the girl in it? What's her name? Zoe.
Oh.
You like her, don't you?
Now, I should get off my chest now that this isn't a hocus pocus for me. No, it's not, because I don't mind Elf. It's okay. I'm not offended by it. The difference is I'm offended by hocus pocus. I'm not offended by Elf. It's fine. I'm not a huge... I'd much rather say put Jingle All the Way on over this. I enjoy that more. You know, it's shit.
What, the RoboCop one?
Do you mean Turbo Man?
Yeah, that's the one. You'd rather watch that over Elf?
I think so, yeah. I think for me...
Just because it's got Arnie in it?
No. For me personally, I think it's more of a, it's a more of a Christmas classic for me. For me personally. But I appreciate Elf. What I'm trying to say is I'm not offended by it, which is good. This is progress.
Oh, God, yeah.
So this is very much, again, your film. Hocus Pocus I just had no time for. Just none. Awful. Oh, awful. Couldn't stand it. It wasn't getting it. It wasn't entertained. It wasn't funny. No. This I'm okay with. But I'm not okay with old Zooey. Is it Deschanel or Deschanel?
Isn't that Zoe?
Yes, well, apparently it's Zoe, yeah. But there's two O's in it. So it's spelled Zooey. So why the fuck is she being called Zoe? That's incorrect. It's Zooey. Or just spell your name correct. Is she added that O herself? Or did her parents go, register the name and go, oh, do you know what? Let's mix it up. Let's put another O in that Zoe. We know we're going to raise a child that's going to be unbearable.
Right. I don't know, Ben. I wasn't there, unfortunately.
What, do you know anyone? Do you know any Zoes?
No, but I just assumed her name was Zoe.
But did you know her name was spelled with two O's?
No, I did not.
So is that make...
So is it Zooey?
Zooey.
Oh. So it's like Zoe.
Zooey.
Zoe.
Yeah, well, however you want to say it, it sounds stupid, doesn't it?
Interesting. Do you know why she was casted for this role?
Yes, I do, actually. Apparently she can sing.
Yep.
Well, her singing was quite flat.
Well, I thought she was quite good in the shower. When they did the little duet.
What's that shower scene about?
Yes, because he's got no concept, Ben.
No, you say that. But then you see him at the workshop showering. So he does understand the concept of being naked and showering.
Yeah, but he doesn't understand the concept of like men and women and privacy and all that kind of stuff. He's a bit on the...
I think he was just, that's his excuse. He could use that excuse to be a predator.
He was lured in by her voice. He was fascinated by it.
Right, but Zooey Deschanel, no, I'm not getting it. I'm not getting it at all.
Well, she's quite flat in the whole film, to be fair.
I think I may have actually not seen Elf until after, or quite a while after it came out, because I remember Zooey Deschanel from Failure to Launch. Have you seen that? Absolute shit.
What's that?
It's got Matthew McConaughey. He's like a bloke who's like a layabout who's still at home, and he's like 30 something or whatever.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Sarah Jessica Parker.
Yeah.
She gets hired, I think, to make him grow up.
By his parents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Kathy Bates plays his mum, actually. And then they fall for each other, and she's just there. I imagine she's Sarah Jessica Parker's friend. Yeah. She's in Yes Man as well, with Jim Carrey. Yeah, I don't remember actually being that offended by that. I actually quite like the Yes Man. I think it's what I get. I like Jim Carrey. He's top notch. I'm more offended by Zooey Deschanel's name. If it was spelt correctly, I'd be like, yeah, Zooey, yeah, okay, fine. I'm not a big fan. What I've seen of her, I didn't like, but okay. It just adds up perfectly. She's got that stupid spelling of her name, and she's just irritating in films.
But it's just an extra.
I know. I know. But what would you do if I was walking around with Ben with 3 E's? Bean. What would you do? You'd go, that guy's a clown, wouldn't you?
I'd like it.
And I'm sure it would reflect my character, because then I'd be like pompous and a bit like, I'm a bit, see, the thing is, reason I got Ben spelt the way it is, or I changed it myself, is I'm just a bit quirky. I'm a bit quirkier than normal Ben, you see. I'm a bit more out there. And that's the whole Zooey Deschanel shit, isn't it? Oh, she's a bit quirky. A bit different to the normal actress, yeah. No. No.
Right, Bean.
Bean. Yeah, is that rubbish?
Do you have to say it like that? Bean.
Bean. Hi, Bean.
Beanie.
Oh, so it's Ben. Yes, but it's spelt with 55 E's, okay?
Good.
You understand?
Very good.
I'm a little bit out there, you say.
And what do you think of his dad?
Who's his dad?
James Kane?
Kane?
Whatever.
James Caan, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, James Caan. Yeah, huge hitter, yeah.
Yeah, very good.
Do you know what he's been in?
Other films?
Anything?
Nope.
Quite a famous one.
Oh.
Very famous one.
Care to share?
Can you think of some famous, mobster? Well, not mobster. Mafia?
The Godfather?
Yes.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, he's in that, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I remember him being in that.
Misery. Do you remember Misery?
No.
When he gets his ankle snapped by Kathy Bates? When he's in the bed? The writer? He's a lot better now.
Oh, fuck, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that film.
Yeah.
Oh, that was awful. Oh, that was terrible, actually, wasn't it? And did you know that Will Ferrell, he actually broke his cane during the filming of Elf.
Who's Kane?
James's cane. He had a cane, a walking cane, but he broke it.
Did he?
Yep.
Do you mean the character had a walking cane, or James Caan's got a walking cane?
James Caan had a walking stick.
Does he?
Well, that's what the fun facts said.
Has he always had a walking stick?
I don't know, Ben.
Did he have an injury?
I don't know. It's just what it said. And they're all very nervous about working with him because of his reputation.
Yeah, I think he's a bit of a grumpy soldier. Yeah.
But they resolved that in filming. They changed his name on the chair, and it broke the ice. That was very interesting. And what do you think of the fella? What's his name? Michael, the brother.
Oh, the kid.
Yeah.
Awful.
He's irrelevant.
Not even worth talking about.
Right. And what about the mother? Can't remember her name.
It's something like Mary Steenburgen. Bergen. God no. Something like that.
What do you think of her voice?
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, not very good.
Well, she plays Will Ferrell's mum again, doesn't she? In a few years.
Yes,
Elf.
she does.
Yes.
In Step Brothers. Proud of myself. So, yeah. So, how do you want to do this? Do you want to talk through the film, or do you want to just do sections?
I don't know. What did we do last time?
I can't remember.
What was our last one? Gremlins.
We just talked through the film.
Yeah, we don't need to go through every detail, do we?
No.
I don't know, host. Why are you asking me? I'm the guest. I'm going with whatever you normally do. I don't know how you run FilmFloggers.
What's the director's name again? John
Favreau.
So John Favreau, he favoured to do special effects opposed to CGI.
Sorry, what did he do?
Practical effects.
No, what was that? He favoured it. Did.
He favoured.
Oh.
Shut up, Bean. He favoured. He favoured to do practical effects opposed to CGI effects. So they kind of did old school stuff.
Yeah, apparently, yeah. But to be honest, again, maybe not John's fault, but you know how I feel with CGI. So any director or anyone saying, no, I'm going to try not use any CGI. Great. Okay. I'm on board with that. Unfortunately for John, maybe it wasn't his fault. I assume it wasn't because he was just working with what he had. The CGI at the end in the sleigh is just absolutely abhorrent. It's vomit-inducing.
Right. Well, I actually thought that was a very good scene, so I enjoyed it.
Well, you can say whatever you want about the scene, but the CGI is grotesque. I'm assuming that there was no other way of doing it, so he had to get the CGI involved. But why? Just, I don't know.
Well, how else are you going to make Santa fly in a sleigh?
I don't know.
That's the whole point, because the sleigh has to go on Christmas cheer, Ben, and everyone's singing. So how are you going to get that?
Yeah, no, I'm understanding the flimsy concept of how the sleigh works. I'm just saying unfortunately, the CGI again was awful.
Oh, it's hard to keep you happy, isn't it? What are you doing?
I just want to double check what the budget is for this.
Oh.
When it comes to CGI, no, I can't be happy ever. Unfortunately. But it's a shame because I imagine there was just no way around doing that last scene other than just to bring the CGI in. Right, so the budget was 33 million. Right, okay.
And they only had a very short period of time to actually do this film. Apparently, to film this film. It was quite a rush job.
Why is that?
Don't know. A lot of the special effects were taking longer than the war. It took them ages to get the scene in the classroom where Buddy's sitting with all of the other people. It took them a day to do that scene alone.
Oh, right. So now do you know how they did the stuff in the workshop?
Yes, to use smaller people and bigger people.
No, did they? Are you sure?
We use special practical effects.
Right. Well, what did they? What? I don't know. What practical effects?
I don't know what practical effects. Hold on, let me Google it.
No, we're in the middle of the recording. This should all have been done weeks and days in advance, Fiona.
Well, I have a life.
God, you're not a very good host, are you?
No, shit.
Right. So they used forced perspective.
That's the one that's just on my tip of my...
Yeah, I guess that's a form of practical effect, I suppose. Well, no, it is. Yeah. So they had. Well, what did they have, for example? So they had when Buddy's sitting on Papa, what's his name?
Papa Elf.
Papa Elf.
That's his name.
Yeah.
It's the most easiest name to remember.
Right, on his knee.
Yeah.
The guy, what's the guy called? I've got it in my notes. What's the guy called? Edward Ashner was then sitting further back, and then apparently there was a kid lying down on a surfboard.
Yeah.
And then
that was his legs.
The legs were the kids.
Yeah, I think I actually informed you of this, Ben. I told you about this.
Did you?
Yes, I did during the film itself. I told you.
I just asked you how they did stuff. And
you're
you
taking
didn't know.
my trivia.
But you didn't know how they did stuff. So
yeah, because you didn't specifically ask me about that scene.
What was the bit that you said they struggled with when he's sitting
in the classroom? Yeah, where there's him being big and then the rest of them are all small.
It does look a little bit jarring.
Not really. It just does to you because you're you and you're critical of everything.
No. Wouldn't say that. Right, anything else?
The snow was all fake. It was all done by something. Special effects.
No, put your phone down. We're recording, Fiona. You can't just keep referring back to your phone and looking for trivia. This should have been done in advance.
It is, but my memory's not very good.
You've got your notes in front of you there.
Yeah, that's only about the film. And a few
You just keep picking up your phone, making all sorts of noise.
Sorry.
Yes, the bit outside, when he runs off, he's running through the snow, that was done on a ice rink.
Oh, yes, in Chicago.
I think it was actually Canada.
Oh, yeah, that's what I meant to say. Yeah, because they couldn't find anywhere big enough, could they?
I don't know.
Yeah, they needed a really, really big surface.
What did you think when you first saw the characters? Well, again, I was like, oh, well, stop motion, I suppose. That's, again, much better than CGI. But then there was this whole thing about they were pretty much taken directly from that TV show. I don't know if it was a TV show. I don't know if it was like a spin-off on TV. I don't know if it was like a short film.
What was the name of it again?
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
In 1964.
Oh, so you're aware of this then?
Yes, Ben, I am aware of this. I told you about this. That's where they get the whole opening scene from.
Oh, yeah, so I'm just stealing trivia from you.
The whale.
It's amazing that I'm apparently stealing your trivia, but you're sitting there on your phone. We're however long in, and you spent half it on your phone looking at trivia. But I'm stealing it from you.
No, actually, I've just Googled fun facts about Elf.
Right.
This is what I got.
Have you seen that TV show?
No,
whatever it is?
No, I have not. Have you?
No.
No.
But the characters, I think, they're not imitations. They are pretty much the same characters. I don't think there was any copyright on the TV show, so you can just use it for whatever you want.
Oh, interesting. That's where David got the idea from the film from.
Yes.
It's from that is from that series or a film or whatever it was in 1964. He's seen it as a kid and he liked it, and that's how he got the idea from Elf. Instead of a reindeer going off in search of something or another, it was Buddy going off in search of his dad to New York City.
And you said that without looking at your phone?
Yes, I did. And do you know, in New York, that was actually, what's the word? It was filmed just as it was, kind of a thing. It wasn't set up. That was with real people in New York. When he's just walking down the street and crossing the road, there's a scene where he's crossing the road and there's a man in red joggers and a red jumper.
Yeah, see, now there's mixed things I've read about that. I think that was set up.
Oh. Well, I said
they're
in that
trying to
program
imply
on
that
Netflix.
it wasn't, but it's, come on, the guy looks like fucking Santa. Yeah, New York's full of fucking God knows who, wacky people. But you're telling me that guy was just walking on at that precise time, looking like Santa with his red get-up on?
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry.
Yeah. So, yeah.
And I'm pretty sure, like most people, not just in New York and like, you know, in any big city, imagine if like a guy dressed as an elf came up to you and started like, you know, harassing you, you'd punch him in the face.
No, I'd love it.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, like, some of the big, you know, if you did that to someone in London, say, just some random person who looked like that, and you went up to him like, oh, hello, oh, Santa, you'd probably get stabbed. Realistically. I think that was set up.
I don't think it was. Let me just enjoy my moment. So basically, what is the whole film of Elf set up on then? What do you understand the concept of it of?
What? I don't know.
So what's the storyline of it?
We're not going to run through the story, are we? We're just going to just jump between whatever's
Yeah.
relevant. So we've talked about the first bit, so that's fine. Anything else? When they find the baby, why don't they give the baby back? Buddy the baby.
Because he's already in the North Pole.
Why don't they just take him back?
Well, they can't because he's
Why?
in the North Pole and they decided to keep him.
But why?
Because it was a baby.
And also, he's got a picture of his parents in his nappy, or diaper, as the Americans would call it.
Does he?
Yeah.
I thought Papa Elf gave it to him later on.
Where did Papa Elf get it from?
That's magic.
Oh, no, it's not magic. It was shoved up his arse in his diaper.
Yeah, well,
He's a
would it
baby.
not get dirty?
Forget about the concept. What's going on? Who's carrying a picture? What baby's carrying a picture of their parents in their diaper?
Maybe the nice nun put it there.
All right.
Or maybe just when he was climbing out of the cot, he just shoved it down his arse. So that's what I think.
He's a
you had.
baby, isn't he?
I don't know. I didn't.
Oh,
I
well,
didn't see that. I thought Papa Elf gave him the picture when he was going
No,
on
I
his
think
travels.
I think he had it in his nappy.
Right.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Anything else from the scene before he goes, sets off and
No,
to New York?
no. So poor Buddy, he finds out that he's a human, much to his shock and horror. And that's it. He has a discussion with Papa Elf.
That's
Papa
it.
Elf tells him that his dad lives in New York, and off he pops to New York. And he's told not to eat chewing gum off the sidewalks. And what does he do? He eats a lot of bubble gum off the sidewalks. He likes it.
I wonder if that was set up.
I think that probably was set up
Oh.
then. I would hope it was set up.
Who
I
knows?
sincerely hope it was set up.
Method acting.
Cool. What's that?
I don't know. You tell me.
I don't know, Ben.
All your trivia.
So yeah. So what happens next?
I don't know, host. What have you got for me? So we're in New York. Great. He's made it. He's been spun a lie all these years from all the people.
Right. So he's been lied to. Right. Well, not lied to. He just hasn't figured it out. He's a bit silly. He's a bit deluded. He's extremely deluded, actually. He's living in a world of
Dopey.
where he's bigger than everybody else. He just doesn't realise that, oh, I'm a bit different to everybody else. My shoes don't fit. I'm taller than everyone else. I don't fit in the shower. I can't sit on Papa Elf's knees without squeezing him. I'm shit at making toys.
Oh, it's funny you say that. Yeah, he is, judging by elf standard. But then when he gets to New York, he then can make all this stuff.
Yeah. Because elf standard, they've got a quota. They have to make 1,000 toys a day. And he was 985 off that.
He's not necessarily like shit at making stuff. He's just very slow.
Yes. Poor little guy.
The Jack in the Box scene, that was set up actually by John, your mate John.
That was a very
He had
good
like
scene.
a button, a remote control. Will Ferrell's reaction is apparently real, especially on the last one because it's delayed, isn't it?
I laughed through that scene. I quite liked that. Just his face every single time that Jack and the Bob popped. He popped out. He just jumped each time. Loved it. So yeah, thank you for that, John.
All right, New York, what have you got for me?
So we're in New York City and off he pops. He's strolling along the streets causing all sorts of havoc, jumping on the what do you call them? Crossroads? The zebra crossing. Yeah. And he's going in finding the best coffee in the world, and then he finds the Empire State Building, which is where good old James works. What's his name? Walter?
Walter Hobbs, isn't it?
Yeah, Walter Hobbs works in, which is his dad. So he goes into the Empire State Building and he gets in a lift, and someone else gets in the lift and he presses a button. And then, of course, he goes and presses them all. He realising to light up. My sister tagged me in the thing saying that's how I get on people's nerves. Pressing all the buttons.
What, for you personally?
Yeah.
Oh, right, yeah. Yeah, that's
Quite funny. But yeah.
Why didn't that guy get out?
Because he was very patient and resilient, I suppose.
Like, how long is it going to take for him to get to his floor?
Probably a long time. Thanks to Elf.
You'd get out, wouldn't you? You'd be scared and angry.
Yeah, but why would you be scared of a man dressed as an elf?
Well, who's coming into the lift and pressing all these buttons?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
You'd be scared and alarmed, wouldn't you? What the hell's going on?
Can you get into the Empire State Building just willy-nilly?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Well, there is security later on.
Well, I assume it's beefier than that.
Yeah, well, yeah. So yeah, and off he goes. He goes to the top floor or whatever floor that Walter works at. And what did they call him? A Christmas gram. They think he's a Christmas gram because he's all set up. I'm a dad, I'm singing a song. So he pops in to see his dad and he's, hi dad. And then he sings him a song and he just doesn't have a clue what's going on. And then he tells Walter that, I'm your son, she was my mom, you're my dad, and I love my dad. And Walter does the most practical thing and calls security and kicks him out.
Yeah, wasn't a lot to say about that, is it? Yeah.
No,
it's
just brilliant.
Fine, yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah, no,
Classic.
the dynamics are about right because you can imagine that's kind of roughly
Singing a
how it would be.
song and I don't know why. Hello, dad.
You're singing over me talking.
Oh, sorry.
That would be roughly how James Caan and Will Ferrell would sort of get along. You know, Will Ferrell maybe jumping around the place and being all giddy and cracking jokes, and James just like, oh, just, come on, Will.
A bit like me and you then.
Just ease it off. Who's who?
I'm Elf.
All right.
I'm Buddy, I mean. Yeah.
Not sure.
Yeah. And yeah, what happens next then? Oh, he was told by the security guys who escort him out to go over to Gimlet's, which is a toy store. He goes over and he's found it and he's looking for to buy something for someone special. And then he's approached by a security guard who thinks that he's working upstairs as an elf. Who's the security guard, Ben?
Don't know.
The guy
What
that works in the shop. The fat fella.
Which one?
The black one.
No, that's not him yet. He's not the security. He's the manager.
Oh, I thought he was
No one
security.
questions this. So he has the whole thing where he's not seen an escalator before. So he's trying to get on that,
Yeah.
which is, hilarious. Yeah.
That's what I would do. I hate the fuckers. I hate getting on them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Just his two legs and him just going up like with his two legs.
Yeah, I know. I saw it, Fiona. Yeah. Yeah, very funny.
Oh, it's brilliant. It's brilliant. Not funny.
So he manages to conquer that. So this guy, what's he called? Faison Love or Faison or... Yeah, I don't know who this guy is. But you'll see if you look closely that his name badge says Wanda.
Right.
Miss Trivia Queen over here. What? Do you know why?
No, Ben.
Oh.
Unfortunately, I missed that one.
Oh, well.
I didn't have enough time to read all the 21 fun facts.
It was the person who was supposed to play that role was someone called Wanda Sykes.
Oh.
I don't know who that is. I'm not sure. But that's why. So they kept it in as a joke. Because the last minute she dropped out. So this Faison guy came in.
Oh.
Faison. You know, he just put the badge on because I thought it was funny.
Oh. So yeah, very good. So then we go upstairs to the toy store, and Faison, or Wanda, whatever you want to call him, makes an announcement at the store. And what's the announcement, Ben?
What, Santa's coming?
Yeah, what time?
Don't know. Tomorrow?
10 a.m. Ben.
Why the fuck? Who gives a shit about the time?
I do.
It's not a big deal, is it?
I
Santa's
do.
coming. It's Will's reaction. That's the big deal.
Yeah.
That's the funny bit.
And he literally shits himself. Go on, Ben, do the impression.
Oh, no.
Go on.
Not interested.
Go on.
What, just screaming Santa?
Yeah.
No, I don't need to do that.
I know him. He's like jumping up and down like a little child. Santa! It's just brilliant. Very, very good. And he's just trying to breathe, calming himself. Santa, oh my God, I know him. Santa's coming.
Got the table shaking.
Yo, sorry. And yeah, and then lo and behold, his eye flutters along, and who does he see? Only Zoe.
Oh, Zooey.
Oh, Zoe, yeah. So he likes her, and I didn't realise this. It took me a while to cop this, but the only reason why he likes her, while he's attracted to her, basically, is because she's dressed in an elf costume as well, which is why he catches her eye. Because he mentions that, doesn't he? He says, oh, I don't know what he says. Basically, I like your outfit.
Does no one notice in this shop that he's dressed differently to everyone else? So this Faison guy's just gone, what are you doing down here? You need to come up. We're doing all sorts of shit upstairs. No one's ever seen this bloke.
Just assume, don't they?
Yeah, but he's not even dressed the same. So it's not even the fact that he just blends in because he's got the same costume on. It just so happens that, by coincidence, they're wearing exactly the same cloth. He's got this green bit of shit on.
And leggings.
Yeah.
What do you think of his leggings?
Yeah, not good, yeah.
I loved them.
Ugly.
Right. So yeah, they get introduced and then he basically, I don't know, I can't remember. Oh yeah, he's basically saying that he's going to make the place look wonderful for Santa Claus. And he spends the whole night doing up the place, making it absolutely magical. And then he gets quite tired, so he goes downstairs and he falls asleep in the shop window. And the next morning, his dad is walking by. And he wakes up.
What are the chances?
And it's just his reaction again. Dad! Him banging against the window. And James just like, I don't know him, and walks off. It's like what you would do to me.
I feel like this bloke may have been sectioned by now.
Probably, yeah.
In the real world.
Probably. And we were talking about this earlier, weren't we? And then he goes back upstairs and he hears? God, I can't speak. He hears a girl singing and he goes to the bathroom and it's old Zooey singing in the bathroom and he joins in with her. What do you think of that scene, Ben?
Yeah, no.
What do you think of the singing?
Not for me. Oh, yeah, it's okay. It's all right, isn't it? Yeah. Like, yeah, she sing better than me. I don't want to start criticising people for talents they have that I don't and just sounding a bit negative because I'm like, oh, it's shit, rubbish singing. It's okay. Probably the only reason I had maybe an issue with it is because you said that she was hired based on her singing.
Well, I think
that's
so,
all right. Fine. I'm not blown away by it.
And then they finish together. Baby, it's cold outside. And then she realises that he's there and she starts shouting at him. He gets up and runs and he runs straight into the door. It's just good again.
It's all good. It's all good stuff.
I love it. I love this film.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. So yeah, and what along? Oh yeah, and then he trots. He's set up for the day now, and he pops off to give his dad his present. So he's there marching along the street with this big box, and he goes into the Empire State Building, hoping that nobody will realise who he is. Bearing in mind he's still wearing his elf outfit, and he puts his head down, walking past the security guards.
I look forward to editing all those breaths out over there.
And then yeah, he's kicked out again.
I want to sniff as well.
And he gives it.
Come on.
Oh, okay. So yeah, and yeah,
piece yourself together. Come on.
I'm lost. I don't know what's going on.
When does he have the fight with Santa? Now, wasn't it?
Yeah, and then he goes back.
I know. You're narrating the whole thing. Remember, we're not doing that. We're just going to jump. Come on.
So yeah, he goes back to see
Fight
Santa.
Fight with Santa. Yeah, that's it, isn't it? Let's just get to that. Christ.
He has a fight with Santa.
Yeah.
And he's just like, you're not the real Santa. You're a liar. You're a fake. And go on, Ben. You know more.
Sitting
than me.
on a throne of lies, is it? That's what he says. That's what I said at the start.
Yep, that's it. And then yeah, there's a big massive fight.
It's green screen. Did you see that? It's green screen. The bit where the kids are there, but they had one take. They did that shot in one take. Because of obviously all the damage they were doing, it would have been too much of a ball ache to reset up if they did it wrong. And then Will jumps in and goes, Santa! The kids aren't there, basically. The kids were added after.
Oh, that's sad. And he does say, you sit on a throne of lies. And he says, you stink. You smell like beef and cheese. You're fake.
Yeah, well, hopefully I'll be smelling of that next week. Beef and cheese.
Well, probably not. More so turkey. And then they have a fight. He's not Santa Claus. And then... yeah, he goes to jail and Walter has to bail him out. And then he's brought to the doctor. And it's realised that...
Do you know who the doctor is?
Yeah, it's the director, John Favreau.
Who?
John...
Favreau.
whatever his name is.
Favreau,
whatever. And yeah, he's there. He's after having a finger prick. And he's very, very painful about that. It's brilliant. So yeah, and Walter has to bring him home. So then he's introduced to the family.
Now, hang on. So the paternity test that he gets done at the doctor's...
yeah, it's very quick.
It's not realistic, is it?
Well, no. It usually takes a while, doesn't it, to come back?
The guy's, he's a physician. So is he even the right bloke to go to for that sort of thing?
Well, all it is a blood test.
Yeah, I know, but does it not get sent off to labs and all sorts of stuff?
It should technically, yes.
You know, it's not like just going for a checkup and going, sorry, can I just double check this this freak in this costume is my son? Do you mind? Oh, yeah, 10 minutes, yeah. Oh, unfortunately, James, yeah, he is. That's your freak. Oh, dear. Oh, we've got some problems. Right, yeah, anyway.
He's brought home to the family.
Yeah?
Yeah. Well,
Great.
That's it. What can you say? He likes sugar. He drinks a lot of Coke.
Well, to be fair to James, at least he brings him back. He could just go, do you know what? I'm sorry, but, you're a grown-up. I know you're my son, but you're still, you're still a man. Maybe we can sort of meet up and try and build a relationship of sorts, but, like, it just can't be done. What prompts him to bring him back to the house? Because he's bowed him out, hasn't he? He's bowed him out. They go to the doctors. Because
he's seriously ill. He says he has serious issues. He's got some serious issues.
Oh, so Jon Favreau says, if you can, James, can you look after him because he needs help?
Well, no, I don't think so. I think Walter just brings him home because he's got serious issues. Oh, he just needs to be nurtured. The doctor does tell him. He says, bring him home to Nancy, and he needs to be nurtured.
Well, I know, but the thing is, he's now putting his family at risk with this guy, this middle-aged man in an elf costume who's by the looks of it, is mentally ill. He's deranged.
Well, he's now fairly harmless.
Well, I know, but you don't know that, do you? He could wake up and he's throttling old Mikey or whatever his name is, and he's raped his wife. Don't know, do you?
Okay, then.
What would you do if I just found out that I've got a brother who's dressed up as a reindeer? And I'm like, right, sorry, I'm just going to bring him back. He thinks he's a reindeer, but he's harmless enough. He seems like a good bloke. Do you mind?
Sure, not a bother.
He insists on me sleeping on the sofa, and he's going to sleep in the bedroom. But we just need to let him do what he needs to do. He just needs to nurture. You see, we should nurture this bloke. And then I come in and he's taking your head off. I'm like, oh God, I can't believe this happened. Oh no, he's decapitated Fiona. I just didn't see the signs.
Maybe when you put it like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyhow, so they all have dinner together. He cuts up the apartment, doesn't he? He does all sorts of things. Or is that now? Oh no. So he calls his dad. And he says that he can't go to sleep without being tucked in at night. So Dad has to tuck him in.
He needs to be settled.
No, I need to be settled. That's me. And
maybe that's why you like this film so much, because you see some similarities with you and Elf.
Well, yeah. Ben has to tuck me in he has to settle me every night before I go to sleep.
Are you hearing this? Are you hearing what you're saying? To the few people who listen to this, what do you think they're going to think of that?
Don't know. Whatever.
Right.
And then
Christmas.
the next morning, Nancy's just like to Elf, oh, so how do you sleep? Great, I got a full 40 minutes. That right? Give or take. And he's even managed to make what did he make? A rocking chair, was it? Like a little horse rocking thing.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, out of the TV stand. How would that go down, Ben, in this house? If someone did that here? It wouldn't be very good, would it? If somebody turned this table into something else, how would you feel?
I imagine that would probably go down badly in anyone's house, wouldn't it?
Yeah. And he makes breakfast for everyone. What do you think of breakfast?
So apparently Will ate that.
What was
a couple
it?
of times.
Pasta and syrup.
All sorts of shit. Chocolate, marshmallows, syrup, spaghetti. So you had to do that scene twice, apparently, because he threw up on the first one.
That's disgusting. That's gross. That's really, really gross. And then he's all excited eating his breakfast with his dad. He's just like, oh, what we're going to do today? We're going to make snow angels for 2 hours, and says all this other stuff. And then we're going to snuggle. He's just deluded. And then Walter goes off to work, says, nah, can't do that. And literally he's left the door and he's ringing him again. Where are you going? Blah, 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 blah. So then we cut along. He's at home. He's doing all sorts of shit. We cut along and we see him meeting his brother at school. Now, Michael doesn't want anything to do with him because he is fairly fucking weird,
fucking
isn't he?
blame him, do you?
And he's there, Michael, it's your brother, I'm your brother, come get me, look at me, la la la. And they're walking along and he's just like, go away, leave me alone. And then there's this snowball fight. And because they win, they're the best of buds now.
Yeah, we get a nice CGI arm going on.
The snow's fake.
Did you not notice that? Did you not notice Will Ferrell's exceedingly fast arm?
Yeah. I keep thinking of Jack Frost of the snowman. That's the only figure I have in my head right now, the only image. Do you know when he's doing the snows? Charlie, kinda. I'm out of gas. I like that villain too.
Oh,
yeah.
God.
And
who's that? Michael Keaton?
Yeah. And so yeah, then they're the best of buds, and they go back to the the department store, and Zoe's there, and she comes up to him, and he's just the brother's first of all saying, "Oh, you like her? Ask her out." And then Zoe comes up to him, and she was just like, "What are you doing here?" She said, "Oh, I've only got a probation order." No, what is it? What order is it? A restraining order, because obviously the fight with the cause.
A restraining order against who?
Against the shop, because of the big fight that was breaking out.
Oh, so he's not allowed on the premises?
He's not allowed on the premises, no. But he just rolls in because he doesn't understand.
Old Zoe must be having a real bad time because she's agreed to go on a date with this bloke.
That's what I mean. I feel as though they should have had somebody a bit more lively, a bit more eccentric, and a bit like, woohoo.
Well, no, because they have to have the opposites, don't they? Someone who's kind of like, oh, Christmas, you know, I'm a singer, but I don't want anyone to know about it. You know, I'm a bit depressed.
You actually sound a bit like her.
Oh, you know, your energy's just too much for me. You know, I'm not into this. It's just a job that I'm doing. And he's the complete opposite, isn't he? He's like Christmas, happy, jumping around. Wouldn't work, would it? Because if they were both the same, you'd be like, oh, yeah, well, yeah, that makes sense. They're both freaks, so they're both ending up together. Great.
Smiling is my favourite. He says that at some point as well, doesn't he? Why are you smiling? Smiling is my favourite. Oh, God. But yeah, and then we cut to another scene. I can't remember how this happens, but we cut to another scene and Buddy is in a suit and he's going to work with his dad.
Would you go on a date with Elf?
Yeah.
You would?
For the crack, yeah.
Strictly as friends, I assume?
Yeah.
Oh, you like a bit of Will Ferrell on those tights, do you?
Yeah. He just makes me laugh.
Oh, right. Well,
a lot.
That's what women say, isn't it? They want someone who makes them laugh.
Yeah. And so we see Buddy in the dad's office and he's sitting in a corner on this like little fucking stool. And his dad sends him down to the mailroom just to get him out of sight because he's quite distracting. So he goes down to the mailroom and basically he gets pissed. There's a breakdance. There's all sorts of things going on down there. He becomes best friends with one of them. And then his dad is called to kind of break it up. Then what happens? Dancing elf.
We see Peter Dinklage, don't we, now? Pretty soon.
Who's Peter Dinklage?
Miles Davis, wasn't it his name? Peter Dinklage, Miles Davis, the guy who comes in to try and save them, tries to give them ideas for a new book.
Yeah, but he has his date first before he comes into it.
Yeah.
And then he barges into the office, Dad, I'm in love, and I don't care who knows it.
Oh, it's so cringy, that bit. It's just, I don't care who knows it. I'm in love.
And then he's just like, I didn't know you did elves down here, to the short little guy.
Peter Dinklage.
Whatever his name
You know
is.
Peter Dinklage?
Yeah, Miles.
Do you know what else he's been in?
Nope.
He was in Nip Tuck. That's where I first saw him. Because again, I don't really remember watching Elf until quite later on. But I remember seeing him in Nip Tuck. Yeah, I thought he was quite good in that.
Oh. What do you think of him in Elf?
Good show, Nip Tuck. I think I've mentioned this before on one of our podcasts. It's about Nip Tuck.
Okay.
I'd definitely go back and rewatch that maybe. I didn't finish the last maybe 2 seasons.
Maybe we can watch it after The Crown. Anyways, and then, he thinks that Miles is an elf and Miles is getting extremely pissed off and then there's a fight. Call me elf one more time. You're an elf.
He's an angry elf, I think
He's an angry elf. And then then Miles storms out and Walter's not very happy and says, I don't care who you are, get out of my life, you're not my son. So yeah, that's it. He goes off on an adventure, stomping through, what do you call that place? Central Park.
He walks across the bridge, doesn't he? You know where that's from? Quite a famous scene.
Nope.
Well, reenactment from a film.
No.
Walking across the bridge, you know, he looks depressed. He looks like he may kill himself. You know, the world's against him. He's had enough. He's fed up. I'm so fed up with this world.
No, I don't know what
film. No?
Nope.
It's a Wonderful Life.
Oh,
Jimmy Stewart when he's walking across the bridge. You think, oh no, is he going to jump off?
Oh, yeah. He says that Miles is a South Pole elf.
Oh, yeah.
He calls him a South Pole elf because he's obviously North Pole.
Yes. Yeah, I know, I got it.
But anyways, yeah. And then, so that's the scene. And then it's Christmas Eve and Elf's gone missing. Michael comes into the dad's office, says that Elf's gone missing. His dad's about to pitch. And, Buddy, I keep calling him Elf. And his dad's about to pitch, but he's feeling a bit kind of just with his son. He's just like, oh, fuck it. I may as well go look for him, try and salvage something of this family. And, off the pop, go looking through Central Park. But in the meantime, Santa has crashed his sleigh in Central Park.
Of all the places. How convenient. Of all the places in the world, he's crashed down, even in New York. You know, New York's quite a big place. But, oh no, he's in the world, New York, Central Park, with Buddy just walking along at the same time.
Yeah.
Christmas magic.
Christmas magic, yep. And the reason why he crashed is because the clausometer hit 0. So there was no festive cheer.
So Santa's there, right? Yeah, so, you know, no one's got Christmas cheer, so the sleigh's crashed, okay.
Because the thing fell off, didn't it? The thing that Papa Elf
the what's the thing called?
The engine thing.
The clausometer.
No, clausometer.
Clausometer.
No, the clausometer is what it runs on without having to have the engine thing. So the engine thing fell off initially. Yeah,
because the cheer was right down. It wasn't running at capacity.
It doesn't run by Christmas cheer now because it was less. But because it went to 0, it wasn't able to run.
Oh, so it just broke. It just broke. Oh,
the thing fell off. That's why when Elf goes off to try and find it, then he bumps into Walter and Michael because he's trying to find a thing, and then that's why he because she starts singing. There's a small bit of Christmas cheer, and it kind of goes, but the engine thing is still not attached properly, and that's why it refalls off.
Right, so with this whole plot hole, what do the parents think happens with these presents? So he's got this big, this big list of all the kids and everyone, adults, and saying what they want. So no one believes in Santa, right? So then of course they save the day. Everyone starts singing. He manages to get the sleigh going again. You get this horrendous CGI. He starts flying along. So you're like, well, you have to go. Well, what's going on here? Is that Santa? Christ.
Yeah, but nobody sees him. Only the people that's in New York sees him. That's in that little area.
So when he's flying,
he's
no one's seeing it?
No, because she doesn't remember he's just after reading out what she wants for Christmas, that she wants an engagement ring and her partner too.
No, but they have seen him because they've said something's crashed in Central Park.
Yeah, but they don't know what it is. People are saying that it's Santa Claus, but Santa says to Elf that he doesn't want anyone to seeing him because seeing isn't believing.
So when they save the day and he starts flying...
Christmas spirit is about believing, not seeing.
Right. They save the day with the singing. Everyone's happy. So the Christmas spirit goes up. The sleigh starts going again. Yeah. You're telling me that no one actually notices it. When he flies over their heads, no one's seeing the sleigh.
They do see it, but the cameras don't see it. It's not broadcasted because they miss it because she's in shock. The lady that...
Oh, you're right. But they are. But people there are seeing
people can see it, yeah.
So everyone in New York is seeing the sleigh.
No, not everyone.
But what I'm trying to say is, in the morning, away from this, other years, say, prior years, previous years...
You don't need to worry about that.
Previous years, where do they think these gifts are coming from? The kids are like wishing in their, like to themselves. They're saying, oh, I want a skateboard, I want this, I want the newest bike. And then in the morning of Christmas morning, it's there.
Yeah, because Santa Claus will come then and bring it, of course.
Right? But the parents don't believe in him. So are they not going, sorry, where the fuck did you buy this bike? No, I didn't get it. Well, so where's this bike come from then? Where's this skateboard come from?
Well, everyone believes in Santa Claus.
They don't, because the Christmas spirit's not there, so they can't do. So where the fuck do they think these gifts are coming from?
Because people aren't singing, Ben. That's what the Christmas cheer is.
No, you're not answering my question.
I don't know.
No, I'm shouting now. You're getting me shouting.
I don't care about what happens years ago. I only care about what's happening in 2003 with Buddy the Elf.
Look, I understand that you have to suspend your belief in this sort of stuff. But would you not be questioning that?
No.
But you would. As a parent, you'd be like, well, hang on, where did this come from? Because you, as a parent, are sitting there going, well, unfortunately, Santa's not real. And then this thing turns up that mum or dad haven't bought.
It's just implied he's not real.
But they would question where this gift's come from because they haven't bought it. So they're like, well, hang on, is he? Is he real?
Well, to be fair, I can't remember half the presents I bought you. So maybe they just
you're not getting the point.
I am getting the point.
You're coming up with flimsy responses.
I am getting the point, but I don't care about the point because it doesn't matter. We only care about 2003. That's it. The film, when it was made.
This is not just the thing where you have to go, suspend your belief in Santa and things happen that are magic and you have to go, oh, yeah, fair enough. So it's not just this. You could probably say it's a plot hole in a lot of Christmas films, but it's just like, well, not too sure. Not quite getting it. Because in the real world, if I say, for example, I used to write a list. I used to write, my mum and dad a list. I used to write Santa a list, Father Christmas, thinking that Father Christmas was going to get that shit on that list. Yeah, he was sorting that. That was getting... Also,
I'm sure that was a hefty list as well.
Because I think I used to put my list on my door. And then maybe like a couple of weeks before it, then go off to the North Pole.
Yeah, we used to send letters.
Yeah, so where are the letters going?
They go to the post office.
So I used to write this letter to Santa and I used to post it in the post box. And then the postman used to pick it up and go, oh, there it is, and just bin it.
Probably. I don't know.
God,
I'm assuming so.
That's mightily depressing, isn't it?
I'm assuming so.
Let's hope no kids listen to this.
Maybe to send it to the North Pole.
Make sure you play this episode to the kids over Christmas.
Don't be rude.
I need to know the truth.
The truth is Santa Claus
that's what happens
is
then.
real.
All these fake letters you just used to go to the...
Not to go to the North Pole, Ben. You have to put a stamp on it, though.
I imagine that's what I did. Is this what you did? Did you used to post letters in the post box?
Well, ours was different to yours, but yeah, we didn't have the red ones, obviously.
As you would normally post any letter, you went and put it in the post box.
I remember I used to do it. I used to run down to the thing and do it, post it. God. My little letter.
What a web of lies.
Santa Claus, North Pole.
Yeah, but where did that go? It just went straight in the bin, didn't it? How depressing is that?
Quite sad. But did you not have to write did you not have to write who it was from? Maybe it was brought back to your parents. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't
No,
know.
it's the same thing. It's the same thing as in the morning when you go down and there's a bite out of the mince pie and stuff.
Oh, I love that.
And, you know, the milk gone or whatever you leave. You're like, oh.
Yeah.
And the carrots.
The carrots.
Half the carrots are gone.
Yeah.
Tearing the carrots in half. Doesn't eat mince pie, so just biting half a mince pie and spitting it in the bin. Oh, it's terrible when you think about it, isn't it?
It's wonderful.
All these lies.
We used to have the fireplace, and the fireplace in the sitting room used to be all dirty around the fireplace, and there used to be footsteps.
Really?
Yeah.
I suppose in Ireland you had your issue that Santa always seemed to be pissed every year, didn't he? When he came to deliver your gifts.
Yeah, poor Claus.
Got carried away, didn't he, Santa?
He fell over a bike once.
Oh, did he?
Woke me up, yeah.
He woke you up?
Yeah.
Oh, so you got a glimpse of the great man?
Yeah, I did.
How did he look?
Oh, well, he looked good. He looked a bit red-faced, to be fair.
Oh, right. I remember you said he bared a striking resemblance to your dad.
No, I know. He did not.
Oh.
I was half asleep, so I didn't really
Right.
make out any features, to be honest.
Well, at least he didn't try and go down the chimney at like old
No, we wouldn't.
gremlins.
We never used to light the fire on Christmas Eve. It wasn't allowed because of Santa Claus coming down.
Imagine if your dad would have tried to come down the
Burn
chimney.
his little bum.
Oh, my God. Imagine that. He'd have gone down head first.
Right, anyways, back to 12. So yeah, that's the end of it. You're on singing, because the best way to spread Christmas cheer is to sing loud for all to hear.
What do they sing?
Jingle bells, jingle all the way.
Do they?
Yeah.
You sure that's the thing they sing?
I think so, yeah.
No, it's not Jingle Bells.
Check it twice. He's gonna find out who's naughty or
Oh,
nice.
Santa's coming to town.
Santa Claus is coming to town. And yeah, that's it. And Christmas is saved, blah, 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 blah. And then it ends and we're back in the North Pole with Papa Elf. And there's Papa Elf, Zoe, Buddy. And Zoe and Buddy has had a baby.
Dear God.
Dear God is right.
They've reproduced.
Yeah, they have. Imagine what that baby's going to be like. It'll be a nice baby.
I don't want to
Will it be
know.
funny or will it be a bit miserable?
I don't care.
Oh.
Sorry.
And that's it. And then you have the final scene where Papa's out saying, "Come here, little guy." And Buddy thinks he's talking to him. And he sits on his knee. But he meant the baby. And that is it.
Where's Elf 2?
I know. It'd be very good. But how would they make it?
Well, apparently Will Ferrell turned down $29 million to star in Elf 2
Oh.
a few years back.
How would they have made that film, though?
29 million.
How would they have made that? What would be the storyline?
Oh, God. Well, they just cooked up any sort of shit. Where's he living now? Where's his residence?
Probably between the North Pole and New York.
Right. So which one is it? Has he got a house in each?
Maybe. I say probably the New York is probably a bit more adapted.
Well, good for
his
Will,
height.
to be fair. Good for him, because it's, 29 million, if that's true. That's insane. And for him to say no, yeah, of course he doesn't need the money.
Yeah, but he probably read the script and was just like, this is shit
Yeah.
compared to Elf 1. So,
But a lot of people would have said, yeah, $29 million, yes, please.
Well, yeah.
Get that in the tight. I'm ready to go.
Yeah, but this film was the making of him. So he was probably getting he's probably was inundated with offers after this.
I don't think he's short of a buck, is he?
Well,
I think
no,
he's doing
don't
okay
think
for
so.
himself.
But he's always in those type of films now, isn't he? Where he's like a bit funny, a bit goofy, like Step Brothers. Like that could be the fucking second Elf, couldn't it? Because it's just funny.
Yeah, similar.
You know what I mean?
He did Anchorman 2, which wasn't too good.
I haven't seen it.
Wasn't too good compared to the first one, but yeah, it wasn't
What
great.
else has Will Ferrell been in?
All sorts of shit.
Goofy
Step
one.
Brothers.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Old School, as I said, was in and around this time.
Oh, yeah.
The racing car one, NASCAR one,
Oh, yeah.
Talladega Nights.
I don't know. Yeah. So, yeah, Ben, what do you think? Elf out of 10 for a Christmas movie if you're a child?
10 out of 10.
Yeah, 10 out of 10.
When did this start?
I'm just doing it. I'm the host.
Oh, 5.
If you're a child, Ben.
But I'm not a child.
But if you were.
Yeah, but I'm not.
Yeah, but if you were, what would you go score?
Yeah, ask a child what they... You need to get a
Well,
child
I would
in
say
it.
10 out of 10 for me and for a child.
No, as I said, it's not hocus pocus. I'm not offended by it. I didn't watch it and go, oh, God.
Did you laugh throughout it?
No.
Yes, you did.
No, I did.
Yes, you did.
I did not
there was
laugh.
there was a little bit of a giggle out of you.
There was no laughing, sorry.
There was.
A Christmas miracle to see me laugh at Elf. Oh.
Oh, you're miserable bastard.
No, it's fine. Yeah, it's enjoyable. Again, like Jingle All the Way, like most Christmas films, a lot of them aren't particularly that great. They're not Oscar worthy. They're made for Christmas. They're the sort of thing that's perfect to put on over the Christmas period when you're just trying to wind down, just trying to relax, put something on that's not too taxing on the brain, You don't have to sort of pay that much attention to. You can have a few people around. You can, eat some crap, have a couple of drinks or whatever, and just, and just be entertained. And that's what it is, isn't it, Elf? Yeah, I think it was well received, wasn't it? I think it's a reasonably well-made film. Overall, you'd say it's a lot better than Jingle All the Way.
Yes, 100%.
Like its message, the way it was made.
It's funny.
The CGI is probably...
The actor is very good.
Boy, it's probably better than the Turbo Man stuff, certainly better than the Turbo Man stuff.
And there's use of practical effects.
Yeah, it's a lot more heartwarming, yeah. Yeah, I think as me and Tom alluded to in our episode of Jingle All the Way, if you haven't listened to it, Tom does a fantastic...
He does, actually. It's
Arnold
quite
Schwarzenegger
funny.
impression. Well, it's fantastically shit. Now, I'm not saying that I can do one, but it's
fantastic.
It's worth listening to just for that. So, have a look. Yeah, Jingle All the Way is quite ugly. Its message is quite, it's not nice. It's nasty. Watching all these people try and chase after this toy and all this consumerism shit, and it's
not
materialistic crap. It's
and
it's
everyone
not nice.
laughing at him, no one trying to help him. It's not nice.
No, and to be honest, with this film, also, there's no one in Jingle All the Way, in Elf. There's no one's performance is really that annoying. Yeah, old Zooey isn't great, but I'm not, whatever. I'm okay with that. Jingle All the Way, you've got Jake Lloyd, Sinbad. Oh, just awful. Awful. But no, yeah, I'm okay with Elf. I'm not offended by it. It's a decent watch. Not bad to talk about.
Favourite character?
We're not doing these categories.
Favourite character?
I don't have one. Don't know.
And just to point out the very end scene as well, on the sofa where the meat and Papa Elf, the penguin is sitting there as well.
Oh, very good.
Yeah. My favourite character is, of course, Buddy, the elf. He's my favourite.
Oh, I'll go with James Caan, whatever.
Best outfit is
nice
Buddy
to see
the
James
elf.
Caan. Outfit?
Yeah. Buddy's outfit. Best costume, should I say. Buddy. So yeah, that's it. Buddy the elf.
Oh, should I have a favourite costume?
Well, yeah, you should.
Mikey's coat.
Mikey's coat.
It's like down to his ankles. It looks fucking stupid. I think, to be fair, even old Buddy says, like, what's with the big coat or something.
Okay.
Even he references it.
Yeah, that's it. That's it now.
That's it.
Bye.
What's next? Edward Scissorhands.
Yeah.
We promised the audience Edward Scissorhands. So
or maybe Jack Frost. I've got a bit of momentum for him now.
Oh, God. What about the other one? What's the horror one? Let's watch that.
What's the horror one?
The horror one.
No.
It's like a whole Child's Play thing, but he turns into a snowman.
Okay.
I think that's called Jack Frost as well, isn't it?
No.
What's that called?
No,
Let's just double check that.
I only like talking about fun films. See, Edward Scissorhands isn't really a fun film, is it? As such.
The horror one's Jack Frost. Wait,
Yeah.
is the Michael Keaton one called Jack Frost as well?
Yes, Ben. Jack Frost.
Oh, so they're both called Jack Frost.
Yes, very odd.
Is that good, Jack Frost? I think I quite enjoyed that, actually.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
No, the horror one.
Oh.
I mean, what year did Jack Frost come out?
Don't know.
Kind of feel like they came out at roughly the same time. Yeah, there you go. Anything else?
Nope. That's
Right.
it.
Happy and Merry Christmas then, everyone.
Happy Christmas. Goodbye and good luck.
Cheers.
Merry Christmas to everybody.
You'll find me on social media just trying to post sort of witty and humorous things. So all that and more can be found over at Twitter, Instagram and Facebook at FilmFloggers.
Hello and welcome to What's Our Seat Number. If you're listening to this trailer, you're deciding whether or not you're going to listen to this podcast.
Good.
But chances are we've lost you already.
Good. Wait, what? No, come on, Matt. What?
Well, I mean,
Why?
it takes what, like 10 seconds for people
You're
to lose
being
interest in things?
defeatist.
I am
You're
not
being
being
defeatist.
defeatist. They've
You
gone
are.
already. It's for now.
Well, now they are because we started arguing, so we've both sort of driven them out.
Well, go
Right,
on
just
then.
go on to
Tell the dead air who we are.
Okay, the dead air,
The dead air.
the cadaver.
The people who aren't listening anymore.
I'm taking control. You introduce yourself, and then I'll introduce myself, and then we'll talk a little bit about what we're doing, right? It's going to sound more professional that way. Go.
Okay. I'm Johnny Gross. I'm a filmmaker and a film fan and fanatic and obsessive.
Good. Very good. That was very well done. Very professional. You sounded like you're in control and almost like you know who you are.
All right then, and who are you?
I'm Sai. I'm a 3D artist and a game designer, a film fan. I'm your brother as well.
Really?
So we're going to be talking about some of our favourite movies and hopefully some of yours as well. There's going to be trivia behind the scenes.
Do you want to tell the listeners why we've called this podcast What's Our Seat Number?
You really came to the right person with fielding this question because I feel that I can take this story and really bring it to life. Okay, so one time we went to go and see a film in the cinema and I asked, what's our seat number?
fantastic.
Was it good?
Yeah.
I did it for you.
It's great.
If you want to hear more, you can check out the rest of our episodes. We're hosted by Podbean, but you can also find us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music or Audible, TuneIn, Alexa, Listen Notes, and now on iHeartRadio, Player FM, and Podchaser. So pretty much wherever you get your podcasts. Please don't forget to review, like, and rate, and keep listening, because the more you listen, the more we'll be able to produce. Bye.
Ta-ta.